Are you wasting a lot of your time working with buyers who aren't serious or sellers who are completely unrealistic about what it really takes to sell a home in this market? Listen, I just received a DM from one of the besties. That poor baby was so frustrated. She spent all day writing a contract that she was so proud of for one of her investor clients, only to get an email to say, you know what, never mind, we changed our mind. Or how about this? Have you met somebody and you hit it off really well, they seem super interested in buying or selling, but then just to follow up with them and get them on the phone call after phone call, text after text, they have just ghosted you and you're not sure why? Go ahead and hit the like button if any of this sounds familiar and if you resonate with it, because that's telling me that you are in the right place for exactly what I'm going to share with you in this episode. Because 9 times out of 10, when you see this consistently happening in your business, where it seems like you are just, deals are falling out and people are playing around and they're not serious, it's probably more your process than the people. In this episode, I'm going to share with you what us top 1% of real estate agents do differently and what you need to do in order to stop chasing your tail. And that is, friend, you have to ask better questions. 9 times out of 10, you are not digging deep enough. You are really excited the minute someone shows a little bit of interest in buying or selling, but they're not really ready. What's likely happening is that you are not digging deep enough with every person that you're talking to and failing to ask the right questions. And let me tell you, I am so guilty of this, and I have wasted a lot of time, a lot of miles, a lot of hours in my day just following up, showing up at appointments with people who weren't serious and weren't ready because I didn't understand. And this is one of the reasons why I love doing role play calls. When you role play different scenarios, what happens is that you can start to become more comfortable with exactly what questions you need to be asking to make sure that you are not wasting your time. And as a matter of fact, I do role playing every single week with my coaching group. If you ever want me to upload some of those videos so that you can hear those conversations and actually hear exactly how we coach on these questions, go ahead and type role play in the comments and I'll make sure to get that up for you. But I want to give you a couple of examples. So let's just say you're at an open house, because this is one that I hear all the time. Anytime that I am going to an open house and I am, whether I'm speaking to a buyer or a seller, there are specific questions that I am going to casually ask as we're in the conversation to help me understand exactly where they are. So pretend that you're at an open house and you're talking to a buyer, and I want to know, the basic things. What brings them out today? Are they currently buying? Do they own their own home? And I'm always going to get around to the part to see when they are purchasing, if they are going to need financing, or if they are going to be paying cash. Now, you may wonder, why is this question important? Okay, because nobody is out looking to buy anything without having a clear understanding of how they're going to pay for it. Okay, I'm not going to Target to look for Christmas shopping or a birthday gift if I don't know exactly how much money I have in my debit card or what my credit card balance is to see if I'm going to cover it. So when you ask someone, have they thought about how they're going to purchase the home, then if they are thinking about it, right, then you can kind of see exactly how serious they are. But here is one thing, like most people are going to say, oh no, I absolutely, I'm going to need financing. The next question that I often follow up with is, okay, perfect. Do you have any idea of where you are credit score wise? Now, who's clutching their pearls? I see you. You're like, oh girl, you're going to ask that question? I sure am, right? Because you know what? I am the authority. I am the expert. And when you ask a question like you're supposed to be asking it, then people will actually answer you. But this is where you need to listen, and you have to listen well. If I'm talking to anybody, any adult over the age of, I would say maybe 25 years old, and I say, do you have any idea of where you are credit score wise? If their response is, oh, I don't know, credit is bad. Credit is bad. Credit is bad. Grown people, we know our credit. You might not know the exact number, but you know the range, right? You know if you are in the 6s, in the 7s. You know if you're struggling, you know if you ain't paid your stuff. And by asking this question, you can kind of get an idea of where they are. So like if I say, hey, where are you at credit score wise? Someone might say, oh, my scores are good. They're 700. Okay, I got an idea of where they are. If someone says, oh, I don't know what my credit score is, immediately, right, before I just keep going, because some of y'all would keep going, oh, that's fine, I'm gonna call my lender and we can get you in, blah, 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 blah. And then when they ghost you for 6 months, you're wondering what has happened, right? Because you weren't listening for the cue. If someone says, Rosemary, yeah, I have no idea what my credit is, I would say, oh, okay, I'm gonna plant a seed. Well, that's no worries. I can definitely connect you with my lender so that we can figure out exactly where you are, because you can get financed for as low as a score in the 580 range. Do you think you at least have that, right? So you see how I'm going deeper and I'm pushing on those questions. And when I push on those questions, I'm going to understand a little bit more on exactly how much time I need to spend with this person. But I want to be clear, okay? I want to be clear. Listen to me, friend. If they say, oh, my credit score is a 560, I'm not going to be like, oh, they can't do anything, right? Or if they might say, oh, I don't know if I quite have a 580, or, whatever that response is, I am going to position myself as a resource based on whatever their response is. So if they tell me, you know what, I actually have these things on credit and I may need a little bit of work, no worries, right? We have a success rate. I have a trusted credit repair specialist that will evaluate your credit exactly where you are for free so that we can get you in your home, right? If they say, oh, my credit is great. Okay, great. I'm happy your credit is great. Let me connect you with one of my preferred lenders because, I can talk a little bit more about the different programs and things that are available right now based on where they think they are credit score wise. But if I'm unwilling to ask the question, and now I'm not asking them about credit, I'm not asking them about their purchasing power, but I am asking them for an appointment, which makes no sense. Now I'm going on appointments. I may even be showing houses without clearly understanding the level of this person's qualifications. And then when you get to the point where it seems like they're wasting your time, they didn't waste your time. You just did not ask the right questions. So when you get into the habit of asking the right questions, it helps you to understand exactly where this person is on your buying and selling continuum, because everybody is somewhere. And now you have a really focused place on how you can support them. And I know what you're saying to yourself, Rosemary, that's cute and all, but I don't know exactly what questions I should be asking. Okay, I got you, friend. Whether you are talking to a buyer or a seller, I'm going to link videos where I have broken it down in detail, and you can check the description box whether you're watching on YouTube or you are listening on the podcast, because I don't want you wasting your time. I want you to get in front of the right people and ask the right questions. And while we're talking about getting in front of people, I am hosting a free masterclass on 5 ways to get leads now. I'm talking now in 2025, not doing stuff that was inundated, stuff that worked years ago but is not working for you today. If you want to get in front of more people and know how to ask them the right questions, head on over to rosemarylewis.com/2025 in order to be a part of that masterclass. And in my next video, okay, because I know you thinking oh, but some leads are bad. Friend, there is no such thing as bad leads. Everybody, and I mean everybody, is somewhere on the buying and selling continuum. And I'm going to break that down for you and show you exactly how to serve them no matter where they are, so that you will be the go-to real estate bestie that stays top of mind so that you can close more deals this year.